Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Sunday, the 2nd of April, 2023. And once again here I'm on my usual spot in downtown Sydney. Now today it's actually raining cat and dogs. It's going to be raining for the whole week. I do apologize, I haven't been on my channel for quite a while. The reason is because I have been concentrating most of my time and efforts in being on top of my university studies, if you like. And so this has been my main concern, if you like, for the last 4 weeks. And so, putting all my attention towards that. Now, lots has been happening in the geo-political, not to mention Israel. It's a lot of news, folks, coming out of Israel. Where do you begin? I'm sure that you guys have been watching very closely, okay? Because we all know that, Israel is the prophetic clock, if you like. Now, the main news at the moment is that Benjamin Netanyahu has put a temporary stop, if you like, to these judicial reforms in order that he might negotiate with his own coalition, okay? And also, with the opposing members of the other parties on this in the Knesset, if you like, in other words, the opposition. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, Israel will be entering into Passover next week. Also, we Christians will be celebrating Easter, and also we got Ramadan going on. So, when you think of the End Time Bible Prophecies, you're probably wondering, when is this End Time Bible Prophecy going to come to pass? Look, I suspect probably sometime in May. I don't think it's going to happen during April because of all these religious festivals, if you like, in Judaism, in Christianity, and also with the Muslims. So perhaps maybe during May. I wonder what you guys think of this. The prophetic clock is ticking, the church age clock is ticking, so it's going to have to happen soon, folks, Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about, another bit of interesting news is how just recently, in the past 2 weeks, I believe, or thereabouts, or a week and a half or so, 2 members of the Knesset that are tied to Bibi's coalition. I think they're from the United Torah Judaism Party, okay? They wanted to introduce a bill, I'm sure that you guys have heard this, in order to stop the gospel of Jesus, but thank God, that Bibi put a stop to this. He has come out publicly to defend Christianity, thank God, because, Israel doesn't need this, if anything, the gospel should be preached a lot more in Israel than what it currently is, because Zechariah prophesied, I think in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9, that during the Tribulation period, 2/3 of the people in Israel will perish. And that is sad news, Only 1/3 will survive, So I highly encourage that you guys read the prophecies in Zechariah, especially chapter 12, 13, and 14, because they are to do with what's going to happen during the tribulation period and also during Jesus' millennial kingdom. So please read those so that you know what's going on. So it's sad news, in 1948, Israel was formed as a nation. They came out of the Holocaust, if you like. And, when you read these prophecies in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9, it says that 2/3 of the people in Israel will perish during the tribulation period. Now, the current population in Israel right now is about 9.3 million, okay? So 2/3 is actually 6.2 million, that will perish, and according to Zechariah. And so 6.2 million, those figures are very close to the numbers of people, or the numbers of the Jewish people that died during the Holocaust. So you can say that there's going to be another Holocaust, if you like, during Jacob's trouble, during the tribulation period. And so for these 2 members of the Knesset from the United Torah Judaism Party, to try and pass a bill like this, when Zechariah has prophesied that 2/3 will perish, of the Jewish people in Israel during the trib. It's not on, folks. It's anything the gospel should be preached even more, than what it is right now in Israel. So, that it's sad. The history of the Jewish people is very sad. Especially what happened to them, during 70 AD, when the Second Temple was burned down, if you like, and they had to flee, to the four corners of the earth. So, for the last almost 2,000 years, the Jewish people have been living under the diaspora. They've been living, on the four corners of the planet, if you like, and only in recent times Israel became a nation in 1948. So, and to think that another Holocaust, if you like, is going to happen to them during the trip, it is sad, folks. I do have Jewish background myself, from my father who is Jewish. On my mother's side, they are Goim of the nations, so I guess I'm kind of like, half Jewish, half Goim, if you like. But the scriptures in Paul, do teach that, once you have believed in Jesus and therefore you are baptized, with the Holy Spirit, that then you are of the seed of Abraham. So maybe I'm 2/3 Jewish and 1/3 Goim of the nations, or Goy, if you like. What do you think? But then again, the Bible teaches that, once we have believed in Jesus, that we are a new creature. So I don't know, folks. I'm just a new creature, I guess. So, it's what's happening now in Israel. It's very controversial. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this, but because it's at a very deep level, if you like, and so I will refrain from talking too much about this. I'm sure that the Israel government, the Israeli people are very smart, and they will work it out between themselves. Okay, eventually, anyway. Now, so I'm thinking, now that we got this political turmoil, if you like, in Israel, as a result of these judicial reforms, I'm thinking to myself, that perhaps Israel is going to be under social unrest, if you like, okay, social unrest, perhaps between now and probably towards, to the end of the Civil War, I would say, I was thinking about this because we don't know what's going to happen with these judicial reforms, how long it's going to take. Hopefully, the Jewish people can come to terms with all of this. They have to sort it out between themselves. Israel is a sovereign country, so it's up to them to sort it out. But nonetheless, there could be social unrest because we got this End Time Bible Prophecy pending and in front, okay, and even perhaps Isaiah 17.1 as well, and then the End Time Bible Prophecy alone will cause the provocation that is needed to trigger the executive word of 38:39, okay. Now the prophecy in Isaiah 17.1, it's a standalone Bible prophecy, and it doesn't say if it's going to be done, perhaps, or it doesn't really say if it's going to come to pass under war conditions, or perhaps it might come to pass, perhaps during the Ezekiel earthquake of 38:39, if you like, or even during the Tribulation in one of those earthquakes, or even when Jesus touches down at the Mount of Olives, according to Zechariah, so for the millennial kingdom reign. So it's not very specific in that regard, so we'll see what happens, I guess, But nonetheless, the rapture of the church is not imminent. The rapture of the church cannot just happen just like that, The rapture of the church is actually asynchronous, okay? It's a synchronous process of End Time Bible Prophecies, okay? That at the end, as one of them comes to pass one at a time, this will then trigger the rapture of the church, okay? Because These end time Bible prophecies, I always teach the 5. As in Isaiah 17.1, the 11 Bible prophecy found in Jeremiah 49, the secret war and the third temple. These are end times or latter days Bible prophecies, and so we cannot get out at the rapture of the church because until these they need to be fulfilled during the church age because they are latter days or end times. And so how can anybody say that the rapture of the church is imminent and that it can happen at any moment when this package of end time Bible prophecies that are synchronous that will trigger the rapture of the church, they need to come to pass in the church age. Because if they don't come to pass in the church age, like they have been prophesied, these will then make God a liar. Because God sent the prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel to prophesy, that, and also Paul as well, the epistles of Paul, that these prophecies will come to pass during the church age, And like I said, otherwise it's going to make God a liar. So, Bible, I have never heard any Bible pastor give you the complete package of end time Bible prophecies like I have on my YouTube channel. I have not heard not one Bible pastor, if you like, or any YouTuber for that matter. I'm the first person in the world to have deciphered the rapture of the church, and I'm the only one out there on YouTube who gives you the complete package of end time Bible prophecies that will trigger the rapture of the church. So I am unlike anybody else out there, and I have deciphered many other Bible prophecies for you as well. So now, folks, we are not. The rapture is not imminent at any moment. There are a lot of Christian YouTubers out there who are saved and sealed. They got the Holy Spirit in them because they have believed in the gospel. And many of them have YouTube channels, and they're always panicking. I call them the panickers. Because as soon as they hear a sniff coming out of Russia or China or even North Korea, okay, with the nukes and whatever and so on, they say immediately, oh, okay, I'm about to press the panic button. I don't care what anyone says, rapture of the church. And that's not right. That's ignorant. That tells everybody that you don't understand the rapture of the church, that you don't understand end time Bible prophecies, okay? It says to people that you don't understand that the rapture will be triggered by a synchronous process, okay? Just like, a manual motor vehicle has a gearbox of 5 or 6 manual gears, okay? And you gotta go through first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on, okay? Now, the rapture of the church is like that, okay? Now, the first Bible prophecy that's probably gonna go down, okay, is probably the Elam Bible prophecy, okay? That would be first gear, okay? Second gear could probably be Isaiah 17. If not, second gear will be the secret word of 38, 39, okay? Now, third gear will be the Antichrist appearing, okay, in Israel. Israel signing the covenant spot Daniel 9:27, because until Israel signs the covenant spot Daniel 9:27, they're not going to have the permission to rebuild the third temple, okay? And this is going to happen at the end of the secret war. It cannot happen now because Israel needs to be at peace to rebuild the third temple. And also we need to have, are you ready for this? The perfect prophetic time for the Antichrist to rock up in Israel and say, hey, Israel, I'm your Messiah. When is he going to do this? At the end of the secret war. Perfect timing, because the Antichrist is going to see how God has defeated this great northern army. Only 1/6 will remain, and he's going to come down to Israel saying, hey, wasn't God Almighty great? Hey, guess what? I'm your Messiah. Perfect timing, folks. This is all logical. That will be your third gear. Fourth then will be the rebuilding of the third temple, according to Isaiah and Micah. I've done videos on this. And then at the end of the third temple, get ready, folks, because that's when the rapture is going to happen. The Antichrist is going to rock up to inaugurate Israel's third temple. And thus this will trigger the prophecy in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, that the man of sin comes out. Simultaneously also triggers 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, that when they talk about peace and safety, then bang, sudden destruction, rapture of the church. So this is the whole plan, folks. This is how the rapture is going to work in terms of its synchronous End Time Bible Prophecies. Okay, it's a synchronous process of End Time Bible Prophecies that are going to be come to pass one at a time in a logical process. Okay, logical process, synchronous, and this will trigger the rapture of the church, folks. And so, and like I said on top of the video, these are end times Bible prophecies, and so they need to come to pass in this dispensation of the church age, because if they don't, it will make God a liar. So, I'm the first person to decipher the rapture of the church, and to me it's sad that I'm the only one who's teaching this, and I'm highly surprised that nobody hasn't picked this up in 2,000 years. How come I'm the only one who has deciphered this correctly, the synchronous rapture of the church with this End Time Bible Prophecies, or package of End Time Bible Prophecies? How come this has not been deciphered before? The whole process, like I have been telling you here. I mean, I'm surprised, you would think that this would have been deciphered by at least, I don't know, maybe, what's his name, Martin Luther, or even before his time. I know that we were, for a long time in the period of the Dark Ages, I get that, but it should have been deciphered this by now. And there are many pastors who have 30, 40, 50 years in front of me, in experience with the Bible, and they haven't deciphered this like I have, and they don't even talk about this in the channels like I do. I'm the only one who's bold, completely bold, in telling you all, you guys this about the process of the rapture of the church, and I'm surprised that no other people do this. What I hear most of the time is pastors scratching their heads, and they say, "Oh, I think we might see Ezekiel 38," but they say, "I think." They don't say with any authority, "No, we will." And what does the prophecy prophecies in Ezekiel 38, 39, it says that they will come to pass in the latter days, in the church age. But yeah, pastors are out there scratching their heads, going like this, and they don't tell you they don't tell you with any surety that they will come to pass in this dispensation of the church age, including the third temple too, that has been prophesied to come to pass, in the church age. So I don't get it, folks. I'm not better than anybody else. I just study the Bible, and I'm highly surprised on this, and I'm just hoping that more. I know now that there is a bit of a crowd there that believe in what I'm saying. Not all. I wouldn't say all, but I've done more than 60 videos teaching this, what I'm saying right now, and surely, but slowly, I'm beginning to see glimpses, or positive glimpses, or signs, if you like, that there are some pastors out there that are beginning to teach what I'm teaching now, but I'm not completely satisfied with them, because they're not giving you the whole package like I am. I'll give you the whole package. What I want to see moving forward from now on is pastors, that's who agree with me, to give the flocks the whole package, so that they understand the process of how the rapture of the church is going to happen. And if you know how the rapture of the church is going to happen once the third temple is fully done, then you will be at peace. You will be in complete peace. You're not going to be worried about the rapture, when it's going to happen, because then you can just take them as they come to pass. Like, okay, well, Elam has come to pass, ticked, Ezekiel 38 ticked, Daniel 9:27, and all those peace treaties, okay, because after the Ezekiel war, Israel is going to have to, do peace treaties, if you like, with the Palestinians, and even Saudi Arabia, in my view, so that there's going to be a bit of a trade-off. Israel needs to get temple men in order to build the third temple, and so therefore the most logical thing that is going to happen is that the Palestinians will get Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank, if you like. So all these peace treaties will be signed with the help of the Antichrist at the end of the Civil War. Okay, so and then after that, Israel will get the permission that they need to rebuild the third temple, because Israel will see the Antichrist as their Messiah. And once they sign this deal, according to Daniel 9:27 and all the other peace treaties and so on, then they will get the permission that is required, for them to rebuild the third temple. Have you been wondering why Israel hasn't built the third temple? and they already have the 5 red heifers, because for one, the 5 red heifers, the 5 red heifers need a bit more time for growing, and number 2, they haven't got the permission yet to rebuild the 3rd temple. That's why it's not being done at the moment. They need the permission from their Messiah. It's going to happen during after the CQ 38, 39 war, folks. So, like I was just saying, and I don't want to repeat myself too much. I just want to see more pastors who agree with what I'm saying. Give them the whole package. Give your flocks the whole package so that they are at rest. And it's very ignorant. Very ignorant to say that the rapture of the church is imminent. Anything that can happen at any moment, and you're making God a liar, because what did God send the prophets sent to prophesy about them and more, that these Bible prophecies will come to pass during the church age? You're making God a liar, and don't forget that this is going to have an impact on you at the Bema judgment seat of Christ. See, Jesus has a trump card on his pocket. He has a trump card. That trump card is that although there is no condemnation because all your sins are at the cross, okay? When you go up to the Bema judgment seat of Christ for your rewards, God is going to pull out that ice, and you might not get as many crowns and rewards as you could if you teach what I'm teaching, the whole package. And it could also affect your ranking when we come down with Jesus to rule for the millennial kingdom, because, the book of Revelation says that we're going to be with Jesus, we're going to be priests and kings during the millennial kingdom. So, if we are going to be kings, perhaps you might get a certain geographical area, depending on what you did for Jesus, during your time here on earth, So this is not a thus saith the Lord, I'm not sure, but it's a possibility, and we've got to take this seriously. So leave it all here, folks, just like, suppose you play, in a football team, the coach will say to you, "Hey, folks, just leave it all in the pitch, just leave it all. Give it your best shot." And so I say to you guys, give it your best shot whilst you're here on earth, so that you can maximize your rewards at the Bema judgment seat of Christ, and perhaps you'll be a big-time king, in a big area, in a big geographical area, when we come to rule with Jesus as king, as priest during the millennial kingdom, So, just saying, folks, think about all these things, think about the End Time Bible Prophecies. Be intelligent, okay? Be intelligent about things. Don't panic. Don't hit the panic button. Just because Russia is having a sniff, and North Korea, what North Korea is like, Kim Jong-un, playing with his nukes, his threats and everything else. Just because they are making all these threats, Russia, China, North Korea and so on, that doesn't mean that we're going to have the rapture of the church, like in the next 5 minutes, like many of you guys are saying there, that they're on your YouTube channels. No, we are not going to get out of here until that 3rd temple is done, because that has been prophesied, for the church. It's just going to be the last of the big prophecies that will be done, okay? So the gearbox will probably be on gear 5, and then 6th gear will be Men of Sin coming out, to present himself to the world to inaugurate the 3rd temple. Hey, signatures here, Israel and so on, peace treaties, bang, rapture of the church, see you later. So, all right, folks, without keeping this video too long, 25 already. I will endeavor to do more videos, and I'd like to wish all you guys, a happy Easter, happy Passover, and things like that if you celebrate those. And, try and edify the church in a good and proper way. Give them the whole package. So, that's all I wanted to say with this video. I will do more videos, obviously, there on the track. And thanks for watching, folks. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you wish, give it a subscription so that this can actually edify the church in a big way, because what I'm saying here doesn't get out at the big time, because I don't have many subscribers. And so, I want my message that I preach here to get out there big time so that people understand the process of how the rapture of the church is going to happen, and therefore they don't panic and they get edified and they can be at peace knowing when it's going to happen, So, all right, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.